I gotta tell you, this morning is gonna be a morning. Thank you for joining us again. I'm Armstrong Williams, broadcaster. I want you to like these. You gotta like and share this information. The information I'm about to share, because you know we come with it. We don't do any manipulating, no exaggerating. We just deal with the facts. I don't care about the Republicans and the Democrats. We just come with the facts. Now, I've got some stories for you. You know, I've noticed when we have been doing our Facebook Live, I have been receiving these commentaries about people saying they did not even take the test, but they got a notice telling them that they were positive. I had no idea. So I said, let me do my homework beyond the pages. Of course, we got the pages where the businesses are demanding the mask and Walmart is demanding the mask and all this, but I got something else to tell you. So I started doing some homework for you, okay? Started doing some homework. Not only did we speak with several people, but my executives also talked to people. Get a load of this. People have gone online to fill out the application. This is about the coronavirus now. And whether you can believe the numbers or not, that is soaring. Can you believe these numbers? Can you trust these numbers? I want to believe our health officials. I want to believe them. But listen, I'm stepping back. I got to step back, and I'm going to tell you why. Several people have gone online to fill out the application because all the fear and all the hysteria by the media, by their family members, their loved ones, they're now wanting to take the test. So they go online. You can go online and fill out the application to take the test. Okay? Then several people have gone to CVS, go in line because they're in the system to take the test. They get there, they realize, get a load of this. The line is just way too long. And we've seen the lines on TV. The lines are ridiculously crazy long. So they leave. They don't take the test. But guess what? Guess what? Are you ready for this? Days later, they get a notice in the mail that they tested positive for the virus. They didn't even take the test. They didn't even take the test. I'm not talking about 1, 2, or 3. These are stories all across this country. How is it? Of course, they have your information. It's in the system. You don't show up. Some of them even show up. They decided some emergency came up. They get a notice in the mail. They tested positive. Shame. 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 And so I got to thinking. I said, I need to dig deeper than the newspapers. Not all information come from the newspapers. COVID-19 flares up with vengeance south of U.S. border. But guess what? Let me take you over here. Let me take you over here. Let me take you to mine. So I started doing homework. Look at this. Several Florida labs wrongly report 100% if the labs are provided accurate details or if they're tampered with the results. The alarming figure of more than 15,000 people testing positive on one day in Florida has disturbed everyone. Florida made international headlines for the record-breaking number of positive cases in a day. Guess what? Jesse Melton, who's running for U.S. Congress out of Florida, is telling us that's busted, cooking the books, reporting that there was 98% positivity. It was only 9.8%. It was not a 98% as their. It was only 9.8%. What is going on? What is going on? Now listen, I've asked that we trust this government. Listen, what is your story? What is your story? Do you have stories like these? Because sometimes, forget about the headlines. Forget about the broadcast. What is your story? It's not just a story of somebody filling out the application online, going and then end up going to CVS and walk out because the line is too long, and then days later they test positive. What's going on here? Is it the money? Are they trying to get the money? Is it about the money? Is it about crippling the president? I can't believe it's that sinister. And I want to show you something else. I want to show you this. I know it goes in and out. I want to show you this because I pulled this up just to show it to you. I'm doing something different today, okay? Let me show you this. I want you to see this, okay? Be patient with me because this is important. Have you seen this story? Look at this story. And guess where this story is from? CNN Health. How often do you see this story? Look at this. From worst to first, these states have tamed coronavirus even after reopening. Here's how they're doing it and why they can't let up. When COVID-19 suddenly ravaged New York, hospitals looked apocalyptic. Refrigerated trucks turned into morgues because there wasn't enough space for all the victims. That was March. 3 months later, the state had done a full 180 from worst to first. Governor Andrew Cuomo. Connecticut has consistently had one of the lowest rates of transmission of any state in the country. Connecticut has an R number of about 0.90. That means fewer and fewer people are getting infected in the state. Not just Connecticut. We talked about New York. Look at this. Look at this. Massachusetts. Massachusetts started reopening on May 25th. But since then, the rate of the new cases have gone down, not up. Look at this. 75% drop. Look at these stories. New Jersey. You know how bad it was in New Jersey. How the state has improved. New Jersey was hit hard early in this pandemic with hospitalizations and deaths soaring. The state has the highest rate of COVID-19 deaths per capita, 175 per 100,000 people. But now, New Jersey is among a handful of states on track to contain it according to covidactnow.org. What is happening here? Do you hear these stories? You know why? Because you know what is happening? Vermont. Vermont has the lowest test positive rate in the nation. This is CNN. So, what is going on? We hear these stories about COVID-19 soaring. That's CNN. Nobody's talking about how these states are getting it under control. Some of these people, I hate to say this, are lying. We were told that Florida had 15,000 in one day. It's not true. They said it was 98%. It was 9.8%. I believe you now. You have been telling me this. You have been saying this to me when I've read your comments that these tests are not accurate. People who are testing, not even taking the test, are getting results that they tested negative. What's the reason? I asked you this. Is it about to get that money? The more you release data that's saying you're COVID-19 positive, you get more money. Is it sinister? Is it to harm the president? I'm going to ask you. You cannot believe these numbers. We, the people, must awaken and question these numbers. This is almost criminal to me. It has me so upset. I'm almost out of my mind this morning. I'm so upset about this because I wanted to trust these health experts. I wanted to trust these doctors. I wanted to trust these hospitals. But guess what? If that is happening in Florida, it's happening in Texas, in California, in South Carolina, in North Carolina. We need you to become the reporters. We need you to become the truth sayers. Let us know what's going on in your communities. Are you hearing stories like this? I say to you, be safe, be careful, do what you need to do. But we know that there's something very sinister going on here, that what they're reporting as COVID soaring is not true. And I'm glad it's not true. And I'm glad CNN report the fact that these states are soaring and has it under control and have little cases of COVID-19. And if these few states can do it, what are they doing that they didn't do early on that other states can learn from? I'm Armstrong Williams. You share this. Share this information. Share this information. Share these stories. We need your stories because only we can change this fraudulent testing where people are testing negative and they never were in their line. They never tested. And listen, if you're willing to test somebody negative who never shows up, imagine how many people you tested positive that tested negative that you turn into a positive just to get money for some other sinister plot that you may have. I question everything now, and you should do the same. I'm Armstrong Williams. Share the video. Share the video. This is important information. You've said it. I've read it. We've gone out to do the homework, and you're on to something. Not just on to something. Remember again, in Florida, you just saw it. It was not 98%. It was 9.8%. Who could make such a colossal mistake like that? That is not a mistake. That is intentional. Let us get to the bottom of this, and we will. Shame. Shame. Shame.